Okay, we're in section 17 of the notes, and we're talking about this optional material. And again, it's nice to have options, but this is optional. We're not going to test you on it. And it's about the computer algebra system called SAGE. And bottom line, it's going to be very short session on SAGE, okay? So let's go back to my terminal. And I'm just going to type in what I say. All right, I'm going to try to understand what I'm reading to you. Reset, we've been doing this a lot. Basically clears out any junk that's in the system, resets any variables to the default state. So what do I got here? X is a variable. I want to remind you that in Sage, we don't need to do this, but it's a good idea to define your variables, including X, all right? Although in Sage, X is a reserved variable, all right? Then f of X, what am I doing now? I'm assigning f of X as a function, and the function I'm assigning it, I'm going to write that down for you, is sine. And sine takes an argument. And the argument here is this exp. What's exp? It's e, or Euler's number, raised to what power? X squared. All right. So I'm just typing in what I'm looking at, and this whole thing is being squared over here. Look back over the notes in a second. All right, so I got that. Next thing is differentiate. What am I going to differentiate? F of X with respect to X. It spits back the answer. All right, I want to go back over the notes, by the way. And as I do that, I'm looking for this particular problem, and which is sine e to the x squared quantity squared. And again, I know for a lot of students, they say, I don't want to look back over anything. I just want to keep going forward, that I'm not going to look back. You got to look back. You have to start thinking about what's been presented to you and how it relates to your future. You really do. All right. And education is something that is, you have a present, past, and a future, and you want to embrace that. All right. So I'm kind of looking back over. Yeah, it's kind of annoying scrolling back over, but eventually you're going to see something that looks, hopefully just like that. Maybe I use different letters. Who knows? But yeah, it's not in the homework. Let's see if it's in. Oh, wait a second. I think I'm seeing it right now. It's right over here. And I got to be honest with you. I see this over here. And then when I see the final answer, I like their final answer, by the way, 2x e to the x squared sine. Well, you know what? My answer looks a little different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that bool. What is this? It's Boolean algebra. And I want to see if my answer from Sage is identical, to the answer that I got in the notes. So 2 star x star exp x squared star sine 2 star xp to the x squared. For a lot of students, the worst thing they have is typing things in, and they make mistakes. I do too. Make a mistake, I want to try to rectify that. It says it's true. So the answer, the nice compact answer I got over there, you know what? It's the same compact answer I got. I'm going to see if I can force Sage to do it, though, by typing in full simplify. You might be disappointed that it can't do it. And it gives me something. I'm going to say still my answer. My full simplification is better than theirs, right? I really do believe that, all right? Now, you may question that, but the bottom line is this is stuff that was taught to you in Math 120, how to simplify that. And clearly, I'm seeing double angle formulas when I see this over here. And that's why I rewrote it so quickly. Again, this was covered in class, and hopefully you're making sense out of it, all right? Again, making sense out of things takes time and effort. It's time and effort that you put into it, not the time and effort that I put into it. The more time and effort you put into this material, the better it's going to be for you, particularly as you move forward and you get into what I call a competitive landscape where you're actually competing. And what I mean by competing for jobs, competing for better salaries, yada, yada, yada. Your skill set's going to have an impact on that. Thank you.